been wanting to pull out this tarot deck that I have for everybody for a while, and like a week, and I kept forgetting about it. And then today it like kind of overtook me. Um, so this video, you'll notice in the beginning, I'm real enthusiastic. I'm like going with it. I am a bit burned out at the moment, and I will explain more of that, I guess. For one, there's like been a thing going on with my skin, and because of like my avoidant autistic behavior with problems, especially involving going to the doctor, I just didn't go to the doctor for 2 years, and I'm pretty sure whatever they gave me still didn't quite take care of it, just enough to like make it really itchy. But yeah, pretty much I've had a very concerning infection of, I believe it's a yeast in my pores, making my hair not grow on my arms, legs, and torso, and possibly now moving all the way up my tablet is up my neck too. Possibly going on my scalp now. When I read the doctor's notes, I was like, ooh, they used a wording that made me go, oh dear. So I probably need to, it was free, and I probably need to make another appointment. So that's a thing. And I kind of like, I've been freaking out about being itchy and not being able to wear any clothes, and I've changed my clothes 27 million times while sounding like a giant toddler. Anyway, back to the tarot. Make sure this thing's still on with my little hand mirror. Yes, it is. Let's see here. Perfect. So, Delta Enduring Tarot is made by somebody who lived in South Louisiana in Baton Rouge, in the same area as me. They're an amazing artist, and this deck has a lot of its own major arcana that are, it's just very much South Louisiana, and it took years and years to make this. The art's gorgeous, and unfortunately, which I haven't looked it up, so I could be wrong, but I think it might have been a one-off. Like, I don't think they made more than like this one set of decks that I pre-ordered one like way ahead of time. It was like a GoFundMe and stuff years ago. Anyway, onward, outward, twirling to the future. So the next will be me reading the cards I pulled for everybody. I thought I was doing a past, present, future type thing, but I feel like it was more of in the recent past, this led to what is our current reality now, and the only way out is this. That's how I'm taking it. And then also, I have an interest. Yeah, you guys will see. Boop. So for the past, we have Seer of Oaks. And it says, the Seer of Oaks presses his palms against the stump of a once great tree. The wood has kept his fire burning, but such warmth comes at the expense of the life of a great tree. He knows what he wants, but also knows the costs of that desire. This may be a period of constant moving and constant momentum and determination. Strength, independence, etc. But also, the wood remains wet and it's difficult to set a fire. And in this position, the card suggests that you may be experiencing setback, perhaps spiritual, or recently lost confidence in yourself, or maybe experiencing feelings of inadequacy. So for the current energies, what's currently going on, it actually switches to a major arcana as opposed to the minor arcana. And the major arcana are like a whole extra, I don't know how many is actually in the tarot extra, like the rest of the minor arcana is like, you know, the regular playing cards sort of. And they tend to be more representing of like smaller effects to your overall, you know, to your life. However, the major arcana, and there are extra major arcana in this one that were made up just for this, or put together just for this deck. There's extra major arcana in this deck that was put together just for it, coming from the mind of Egan. But here we have this major canon life moment of the current times, which are affecting and changing and turning you into something different, you know? And we have the termite swarm, which is quite a horrifying thing to experience in New Orleans. So we have the termite swarm. Just past dusk on a hot summer night, the skies of Louisiana are suddenly flooded with the frenzied activity of swarming termites. Millions flock to all sources of lights, creating chaos in their wake, marked by their shed papery wings. Just as quickly as they come, they are gone. The night is clear once more. The termite swarm reflects on a period of temporary chaos and disruption in your life. While this upheaval may not have lasting effects, it can be impossible to work through it in your current state of mind. This card urges you to recognize that some challenges, though seemingly monumental, are temporary and normalcy will be restored. But currently, you've stayed outside too long, and now you're covered in bugs. While you want to run around and scream as you bat the termites away, it's important to remember that they are harmless, and you're better off staying calm. This may suggest that the reaction to a current situation may be overblown, hindering your ability to address your difficulties objectively. Try to keep your head and avoid causing unnecessary confrontation during this period of chaos. You will thank yourself when it's over. So, this feeling of lack in one's life that was happening before the current times. That is what has led to this termite swarm that one is in currently, where it's really intense and the sensory overload is like, whoa, but like, if we stop and take a breath, it's something that we can actually plan for, manage, and work through, like, it's not that big of a deal. It's gonna just be gone shortly if we let it, but we could have a full meltdown and then have to deal with it all night, figuratively and whatnot. I think it would be more fitting to call this card the path out of the termite swarm. So this card, like, really, this is the Seven of Oysters. It really gives you this, these options, so many options. It can be like overwhelming. I personally, in the face of many options, will often just not choose anything out of just totally being overwhelmed by it. Myself, personally, like, that is true. But the thing is that, like, this card is, like, telling us that we're not going to get out of that termite swarm if we spend too much time, like, thinking about all the different options or thinking about things that could have been. Like, we need to avoid the escapism of fantasy, and instead we need to focus on attainable goals that will fulfill and uplift us. Which is crazy because it actually pulls around to this other thing from earlier today. There was a specific phrase that caught my ear, and honestly, before I really even cognitively had heard it, I realized that it was the ending of this reading that I had mostly recorded. This is what she said, what I wrote down, and I knew I was going to kind of write the other half while I said this. So it's coming back into balance during this new moon time and this next few weeks through gentle, subtle changes in our life. Like, nothing crazy, just, maybe 15-minute shift here and there, a different decision. And at the same time that we're doing that, these gentle, subtle changes, we are fully honoring and in no way restraining, watering down, or chaining down our feral, wild inner goblin. She didn't say those words necessarily, but that is what I got as what I needed to tell everybody. Just that, like, we've spent a lot of our lives even just feeling bad because we have been very difficult people, very difficult children, etc. And a lot of our behaviors seem purposefully disruptive and bothersome, but they are probably even more so disruptive and bothersome to those of us that are having to live with those things. I know I've become much more, like, even keel, which might seem crazy to people, because I very recently have been very open about some, like, very intense stuff I've been going through, but also, yeah, I have, like, a whole thing. That's, like, another video I've almost, like, filmed a handful of times today, and I think that should be its own little thing. All the things, guys, all the fucking things. But, yeah, I guess that's, like, our mission. That's what we're supposed to be doing right now, so. If that resonates with you. If it doesn't, hopefully you already, like, aren't even around, because, sorry, you don't need to listen to me rambling about some weird hippie shit that I totally have been taking to heart that's been helping me. And I feel like maybe I could share it and it can help other people too. And then, like, that reading was, like, on point. Maybe it's just for me. I don't know, man. Could be. It definitely resonated with me personally, so it could just be my energy, but I felt like I needed to share it. I'm going to upload this to YouTube and tag 13 Moon Tarot too, because she said something like, it's been months ago now, but sure enough, at one point she said something in a reading that, like, was resonating with me about, if you've been thinking about making, like, a tarot channel or something, do it. And the thing is, I kind of have been, like, I just some sort of weird divination type thing, similar, like, yeah, and I feel like watching her shit through the week, like, really feeds and, like, keeps me plugged in or something, like, anyway, it's been a lot, so that's that message. I guess let me know what you guys think about that. I know I have a comment on the comment that I feel is really pertinent as well. Yeah, that's about what I got. I can't see shit. Use my mirror.